Everyone thought Amara was the luckiest woman in the village. She had married the man of her dreams, a kind, hard-working husband who loved her with all his heart. Their home was filled with laughter, peace, and hope for the future. Everyone was happy about their happiness. There was one person who smiled in front of Amara, but secretly prayed for her marriage to fall apart. It was Mama Ngozi, her own mother-in-law. Behind every smile was hatred. Behind every kind word was another plan to destroy her. Never imagined that the woman she called Mama would become the greatest enemy of her life. This is the story of the wicked mother-in-law. Months, Amara and Chinedu lived happily together. Every morning they thanked God for the gift of marriage. They worked side by side, shared every meal together, and dreamed of raising a beautiful family. Life seemed perfect, until the day Mama Ngozi came to stay with them. The moment Mama Ngozi stepped into the compound, something felt different. She hugged her son tightly, but when she looked at Amara, there was no warmth in her eyes. It wasn't the look of a loving mother. It was the look of someone who had already decided that Amara did not belong in her family. Amara smiled politely, completely unaware that from that very moment, her life was about to become a nightmare. For the next few days, Mama Ngozi played the role of the perfect mother-in-law. She smiled, laughed, and spoke kindly to Amara. To everyone else, she looked loving and caring, but behind every smile, she was planning something cruel. Mama Ngozi said to Amara,
"You are like my own daughter."
"Thank you, Mama. That means so much to me." Amara walks into the kitchen.
Mama Ngozi, whispering, "Let's see how long that smile stays on your face."
When Amara stepped outside to fetch water, Mama Ngozi saw her chance. She quietly entered the kitchen, looked around to make sure no one was watching, and carried out the first step of her wicked plan. With one handful of salt, she hoped to destroy Amara's reputation forever.
Mama Ngozi
Tonight,
left.
everyone will blame her.
That evening, the family gathered for dinner, unaware that the food had already been sabotaged. The moment Chinedu tasted the soup, everything changed. Amara couldn't understand what had gone wrong. She had cooked the meal exactly as she always did, but before she could explain herself, Mama Ngozi struck.
Warned you she doesn't know how to cook.
Amara thought it was only a mistake. She had no idea. It was only the beginning of Mama Ngozi's evil plan. That night, when everyone had gone to sleep, Amara could no longer hold back her tears. She replayed every moment in her mind, wondering what she had done to deserve so much hatred. Little did she know, her worst nightmare was only beginning. Through tears, "God, what did I do wrong?" While Amara prayed for peace, someone else was preparing another trap. Consumed by jealousy, Mama Ngozi crossed a line she never thought she would. She secretly hid her own necklace among Amara's clothes, knowing that by morning an innocent woman would be accused of a crime she never committed. The trap was set, and morning was only hours away. At sunrise, Mama Ngozi announced that her priceless necklace had disappeared. The family searched every corner of the house, until the necklace was found where no one expected. In that single moment, Amara's world came crashing down.
Mama Ngozi.
See?
Amara crying, "No, I didn't do this, I swear." But would anyone believe her? For the first time since their marriage, doubt entered Chinedu's heart. He wanted to trust his wife, but the evidence before him made the truth difficult to see.
As trust began to fade, someone else had already uncovered the real truth. Unknown to Mama Ngozi, someone had seen everything. Ada, the kind-hearted neighbor, had witnessed the entire scheme from the shadows. She now carried the truth, but revealing it would not be easy. Ada, whispering,
So she's behind
to
everything.
speak before it was too late. Even after framing Amara, Mama Ngozi wasn't satisfied. Her jealousy had grown so deep that she planned one final act, one that could end in tragedy. But evil has a way of turning against the one who creates it. As fate would have it, the trap she had prepared for Amara became her own downfall. In a single careless step, Mama Ngozi slipped, and everything changed. Despite every lie, every insult, and every painful accusation, Amara chose compassion over revenge. She refused to let hatred define her heart. "Quick, someone call a doctor." Kindness was about to expose what anger had hidden. Ada. "Everyone, I need to tell you what I witnessed. I saw Mama Ngozi place the missing family heirloom necklace inside Amara's wardrobe before anyone began searching." Amara.
I told everyone I was innocent.
As the security footage began to play, the room fell completely silent. Every eye remained fixed on the screen, waiting for answers that would change everything. With each passing second, the truth became impossible to deny. The painful accusations, the broken trust, and the misunderstanding that had torn the family apart were finally exposed. Amara felt a wave of relief wash over her. At last, her innocence had been proven. But instead of celebrating, her heart ached for the family that had been broken by jealousy. Chinedu stood frozen in disbelief, struggling to accept what he had just witnessed. And for Mama Ngozi, the weight of guilt became heavier than she could bear. Truth may be delayed, but it can never remain hidden forever. When the truth finally comes to light, it doesn't just reveal what happened, it reveals the true condition of every heart. The truth had finally been revealed, but instead of bringing celebration, it brought overwhelming sorrow. The room that had echoed with accusations was now filled with silence. Mama Ngozi could no longer carry the weight of what she had done. As guilt overwhelmed her, her strength began to fade. The realization that her own actions had hurt the people she loved most became more than she could bear. Without warning, her legs gave way. Fear replaced anger as everyone rushed to her side. In that moment, no one was thinking about blame or the mistakes of the past. They were simply hoping she would be all right. When Mama Ngozi opened her eyes, she was no longer carrying anger, only regret. The weight of her actions had become too much to bear. As Amara stood beside her hospital bed, she remembered every painful accusation, every tear, and every lonely night. She had every reason to hold on to the hurt, but instead of choosing revenge, Amara chose compassion. She understood that forgiveness doesn't erase the past, it opens the door to healing. In that quiet hospital room, a broken family took its first step toward becoming whole again. Sometimes saying, "I forgive you," is the bravest thing a person can do. The days of pain and suspicion were finally over. The truth had been revealed, and with it came a chance to heal. For the first time in a long while, laughter filled the house instead of arguments. Days turned into weeks, and little by little, the wounds began to heal. Forgiveness wasn't just spoken, it was shown through everyday acts of love. The kitchen, once filled with distance and silence, became a place of laughter, learning, and shared memories. Mama Ngozi no longer saw Amara as an outsider. She saw the daughter she had almost lost. As they cooked together, old resentment gave way to trust. Every family recipe carried more than flavor. Every family faces moments that test their love. Sometimes those moments come through misunderstanding. Other times, they come through jealousy, pride, or fear. But no matter how dark the storm may seem, the truth always finds its way into the light. Amara's kindness proved that a gentle heart is never wasted. Chinedu learned that real love stands for what is right, even when it's difficult. Mama Ngozi discovered that jealousy can destroy the very people we treasure most, but sincere repentance can open the door to healing. And Ada reminded everyone that speaking the truth with courage can change lives forever. As the sun set behind their home, the family stood together once again. Not because they were perfect, but because they chose forgiveness over resentment, honesty over deception, and love over hatred. Remember this: never be quick to judge, because appearances can be deceiving. A lie may seem powerful for a moment, but the truth will always prevail. When we choose kindness, humility, and forgiveness, we don't just heal ourselves, we heal the people around us. May this story remind us all that the strongest families are not those without problems, but those who face them together with love, truth, and grace. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you care about, and remember, every act of kindness has the power to change a life. Jealousy may divide a family for a season, but truth, forgiveness, and love have the power to bring hearts back together.